Hello, it's the end of April, beginning of May here at Homegrown Veg in the United Kingdom, and this is my square foot bucket garden. If you're a regular of mine, you'll know this, but because there are quite a few new subscribers coming to Homegrown Veg, probably because of the lockdown, and these might be new gardeners, I just want to explain what this square foot bucket garden concept is. So these are ex-cut flower water buckets. They're 10-inch diameter and 10 inches deep. They have holes drilled in the bottom to make them into pots. So these are the pots I'm growing in, these are the flower buckets I'm growing in, and there are 16 in a pattern 4 by 4, and that's a 4 foot by 4 foot footprint. If you've got a 4 foot by 4 foot footprint, you might be able to do this. Now it's fair to say now that some of these vegetables have just been brought out of the greenhouse for this photo opportunity. The carrots in front, the beetroot, celery, the parsnips, the lettuce are all still in the greenhouse because it's still too cold to set this square foot bucket garden up proper. But the other vegetables, they're all outdoors now, and hopefully in a month or so's time we'll get everything out of the greenhouse, we'll rebuild this square foot bucket garden, and we'll take it through to its final conclusion, and hopefully that's to get some vegetables out of all of these buckets. Now, rather than explain what's in each bucket, what I'll do is I'll take a bucket at a time, show you it, tell you what's in it, and then we'll rebuild this square foot bucket garden. Okay? Celery, spring onions, shallots, mint, chives, radish, potato, parsnips, onions, wild strawberry, garlic, beetroot, carrots, kohlrabi, lettuce, turnips, so you've saw all the veg now. You can see what I'm growing. Some of the stuff in these buckets I've grown before. I've definitely grown lettuce and carrots, and would you believe it, parsnips. I've grown those in buckets before and had success. I've grown beetroot and I've grown celery in buckets and had success. And I've had a very good return from shallots and potatoes as well. You've got to see the potato refills on some of my videos. You won't actually believe what can come out of such a small bucket. I mean, these small buckets really do punch above the weight. I've never grown kohlrabi before. I have no idea how that'll go. The turnips, a purple sprout in Milan, I don't think they're a big turnip, so I'm hopeful that they'll be okay in the buckets, but I won't know. And I've never really had a success with garlic before. I have some garlic in yogurt pots at the moment and it's died on me, and I think it's died because I've overwatered. Just because a plant looks sickly doesn't mean it needs more water. In fact, it might be the opposite, and I'm fairly sure it was the opposite, and I think I overwatered the garlic in the yogurt pots, and well, it's gone, it's finished. So I'm being very careful with the garlic that I've got going in these water buckets. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. It should be coming out within the next few days, and I suspect we'll all still be in lockdown. This is something you might want to do. There's a series on my channel about square foot bucket gardening. If you just type in on the search bar square foot bucket gardening, you should be able to find them. And that's a series I shot last year, and it's a series from start to finish. So you will be able to see me take in, I think we got some carrots over the finish line, some beetroot, we definitely got potatoes. Got a surprise when I harvested the parsnips. And yeah, I think we've got some celery over the line as well. And of course, the mint and the chives and the strawberries. They're the plants from last year that they've just stood out over winter. And whenever we needed any of those, there usually was some. So it was quite a productive 4 foot by 4 foot area. And one of the other advantages this particular type of gardening has is that when you come to water these, water each bucket individually. There are no weeds involved here. And if one of the buckets looks quite sickly and you don't think those vegetables are going to make it, simply lift that bucket out of the pattern and replace it with another bucket. Now I have some spares growing. They're off camera. I think I've got some zebra chicken leg shallots. I've got some leeks. Can't just recall what else I've got going, but I've got other buckets of vegetables off camera, and if any of these buckets look as though they're not going to make it, I'll simply take them out. And what you can do, if you've got a prevailing wind and some of the buckets are getting more wind than others and you feel as though they're being damaged, it's just like a flock of penguins sitting on your patio, sitting in your yard. Just move some from one side to the other. It's so easy, it's so easy. And when you harvest these vegetables, you don't disturb the vegetable next door. I mean, imagine a square foot garden, a bog standard square foot garden. Imagine taking a potato out of that. You're going to have to dig it out. You're definitely going to disturb the vegetables next to it. There's no way you can avoid it. Imagine trying to take parsnips out of a bog standard square foot garden. I mean, you've got to dig them out, literally dig them out. They do not want to come out. And you'll be disturbing all the other vegetables around the parsnips. With a square foot bucket garden, you simply take the bucket away and harvest the parsnips. Nothing gets disturbed. Everything just stays the same. And then you put another bucket in there if you've got one. And you do this for as long as you can. And then at the end of the year, you wind it up. And that's another, hopefully, successful gardening year here at Homegrown Veg and wherever you're going to be growing your vegetables. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay safe, do some gardening, and hey, any questions, just come back with them, just come back. But if you want to actually see what's possible in a square foot bucket garden, just search on square foot bucket garden. And you'll find about 6 videos that take you from this point in time where the garden is just being set up to the end point where vegetables are being harvested. And once you've seen that, I'm pretty sure you'll be giving this a go. Okay, so this is Homegrown Veg signing out.